So they're off and racing, and it's Russian Regent has got a flyer. Came from a running start and makes his way on towards the end of the back straight. So Russian Regent goes on from Grand Sheen Supreme racing in second. Back marker of the three runners is Royal Ella. So making their way now right down towards the bottom turn. They've got a good run on the level before they meet their first fence in these 3 mile races this afternoon. And it is Russian Regent out in front. From in second spot is Grand Sheen Supreme, and in third is Royal Ella. So the turn now, they're beginning to face up towards their first couple of fences before they turn into the straight. Fence 1, Russian Regent, jumps it well from Grand Sheen Supreme. Back marker of the 3 is Royal Ella. So heading to make their way on now towards fence number 2 before they turn into the straight for the first time. And up front, Russian Regent, good jump by Grand Sheen Supreme in second on the inside, and Royal Ella the back marker. So turning in now, making the way on towards fence number 3, which will be the last in a couple of circuits. It is Russian Regent who leads them in. This winner of 3-pointer points. Out in front, he took this race last year. The mount of Jamie Codd, who's 4 winners clear of Barry O'Neill in the Eastern title. With just the 3 meetings left, Barry O'Neill's on Grand Sheen Supreme, the second favourite. Royal Ella's in between them now. So racing on now to pass the post. And on up towards their next, it is Russian Regent by a couple of lengths to Royal Ella, who's now a clear second. Grand Sheen Supreme sits third. The 2 mares just taking a lead off the gelding as they make their way now towards the top turn, bringing them right around the top of the track. And it is Russian Regent who jumped out with a half a dozen lengths advantage and continues to hold it from Royal Ella racing in second. And third is Grand Sheen Supreme, who in fact is coming almost to join there with Royal Ella, but Royal Ella goes on again. So they go now towards the fence at the top of the track. Fence number 4, and it is Russian Regent who's going to land in front from Royal Ella. Out over that one, and Royal Ella jumped it much the better and came right up to join, and in fact head Russian Regent over that one. So as they make their way into the back straight towards fences 5 and 6, completing their circuit, Russian Regent has now in fact been headed by Royal Ella, who jumped off at the back of the trio, now finds herself in front. But Russian Regent is right there on the near side as they clear this one, and the back marker Grand Sheen Supreme. So as they land over fence number 6, their first circle will be completed. Royal Ella, Russian Regent, they've just gone on by half a dozen lengths or so to Grand Sheen Supreme, the back marker of the trio. So heading on down the back straight, good run before they meet fences 7 and 8 along the bottom. And up front, it is Russian Regent towards the inside of Royal Ella, 3 to 4 lengths further back to Grand Sheen Supreme, who's just closed the gap a little now as they race into the bottom bend. Shortly turning across towards fences 7 and 8, and it is Russian Regent who's re-established himself as a clear leader. Royal Ella has dropped back to Grand Sheen Supreme, who now joins this one as they take their way across the bottom of the track. Now this is fence number 7, and as they go to it, it is Russian Regent over from Royal Ella, who again jumped well, improves right up to within a length and a half of the leader, and now 4 lengths to Grand Sheen Supreme. So this is fence number 8 they come to. And Russian Regent has again been out-jumped by this Royal Ella, who's been jumping well since flagfall. So it's Royal Ella who just shades it as they turn into the straight, being followed by Russian Regent, who comes back to join as they straighten up. And they're being followed by Grand Sheen Supreme. Heading on now towards 7 from the finish. It'll be their last next time. And it is Russian Regent on the inside. On the far side is Royal Ella. Grand Sheen Supreme still this 4 to 5 lengths down as they race up to pass the post now, heading on towards the highest point, and it is Royal Ella by about a length, half a length or so, from Russian Regent on the inside, and Grand Sheen Supreme is just happy to take a lead off them, about 3 lengths off them. So they race now towards the bend at the top of the track, and it is Russian Regent by a couple of lengths now who goes on again from Royal Ella racing in second. Grand Sheen Supreme's just going to sit and wait her turn as they turn to the top of the track now, just beginning to increase the tempo. And it is Russian Regent, about a length to Royal Ella at this point, being followed in third spot by Grand Sheen Supreme, who's closed the gap right up now as they go to this one. Russian Regent jumped it well, so did Royal Ella. They both took a couple of lengths out of Grand Sheen Supreme at that one. Heading on down the hill now towards the two fences along the back straight. They come up pretty quickly together, and Russian Regent with Royal Ella on the outside. Grand Sheen Supreme's back closing up the gap again as they go towards the first of these two. Russian Regent with Royal Ella, they land in unison. Back in third is Grand Sheen Supreme, heading now down towards the next, and in front Russian Regent and Royal Ella still can't be separated. Back in third, Grand Sheen Supreme continues to take this lead off them. She'll come with one run if she can as they race now towards the bottom bend. They've got three fences left to jump in the opener, and Russian Regent is on the inside. Royal Ella switched wide out on the course, and right behind them Grand Sheen Supreme is beginning to get a lot more competitive now as they race towards the bottom bend with three to jump, and it is still Russian Regent, but Grand Sheen Supreme is looking at danger now within a length, and Royal Ella just a little wider out has gone back to third. So straightening up now towards the bottom of the track with three to jump. Russian Regent with Grand Sheen Supreme within a length as they go to this one. Russian Regent driven into it by Jamie Codd goes on a length. Royal Ella out jumped Grand Sheen Supreme, who's asked to quicken again now. Going towards the second last, and it's Russian Regent who has the advantage over from Royal Ella, and back in third spot is Grand Sheen Supreme as they turn towards home. It is Russian Regent, the even money favourite, leads them in. Grand Sheen Supreme again improves on the inside of Royal Ella, but has a bit of work to do to close the gap as they head now towards the final fence, and it's Russian Regent with Grand Sheen Supreme who's trying to throw down a challenge on the outside. Royal Ella's not out of it as they head to the final fence. Russian Regent being stoked along in front by Jamie Codd comes to the last, up and over in front by 2 to 3 lengths. A slight mistake by Grand Sheen Supreme, and last year's winner is going to win his fourth point-to-point. Cecil Ross and Jamie Codd combined for success in the opener. It is Russian Regent who wins the opener back in second. Royal Ella will take the second, and Grand Sheen Supreme is third.